everybody, it's Robert, and we are going to do a quick pour. Somebody liked one of my trays and asked me to make them one, so we're going to. It's a very easy pour. All we're going to use are cellophane flakes, black alcohol ink from Resin, some black Bombay ink, and a little bit of glossy acrylic paint that you can get at the craft store, Apple brand. So, I've mixed up 10 ounces of resin. I hope I'm in view, in shot. And this tray takes 7 ounces. There's a companion piece we're going to be using, and this one is 2 ounces, which is 9 ounces, but for some reason I'm remembering that I needed the full 10 ounces. Anyway, the resin's been sitting there for a while. One drop. I don't want it to be completely opaque. A little heavier on the Bombay. My dropper doesn't work right, that's why I had to pour it. Wipe off my jar. Shake up the alcohol ink. A alcohol ink. Okay, so we've got 3 different types of black in there, right? Alright, let's mix that up. It looks solid, but it's going to have a hazy feel to it. Now, we're going to go crazy with the flakes. Break out my big shovel. Hell with it. One more. I've never done this much flakes, but let's see how it looks. I love experimenting. Okay. Mix that up. I don't know if you could see, but it's black, but it shines through. Can you see that? Okay. Now I'm going to mix over here for a second because it gives me a better angle. You're not missing out on anything, I promise. Okay. Here we go. See how the flakes end up flying all around? They are everywhere in my studio. Oh! Whoa, that was close. Okay. There's one more thing. My spray bottle of alcohol. I'll spray it in there too. Here we go. And I want to make sure that there's no air in the groove. And we're going to go all the way around, try to dislodge it, let it sit for a second. And then, where's my toy? Where is my favorite toy? I don't know. This one will work though, I hope. It's midnight right now. I have a habit of starting my pours about 11:30 or later. My friend Phil, who's a karaoke host, is usually getting off work by the time I'm done, so sometimes we talk on the phone. Phil, if you're watching this, hope you had a good night at work. Oh, look at me. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do this one. I should have centered this better. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Okay. I'm hoping that's in shot. Is it? Maybe not. Yeah, that's in shot. Okay. No. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to squeeze very gently. Spray that. Spray that. Little heat gun. This is one of those molds that the top kind of goes up and over. So, gotta be careful filling it up. Just drop that. And what I'm doing is trying to get resin on the top of the inside lip. And that will help with making sure there's fewer bubbles getting trapped, if any. Okay. Alright, now let's top off both of them. I like to fill these until they're kind of rounded on the top, or it's just about gonna overflow, but it doesn't. Because if you use resin, you know that it contracts and shrinks just a little bit, pulling away from the sides. Okay. Now, if I hit it with my heat gun, it's going to break the surface tension I've created. Looks like there's still a little bit of room. So I don't want to use a heat gun on it. That's where the alcohol comes in. You see how it breaks up all those bubbles? And I'm not torching my mold and ruining it. So what I'm going to do is cover it up, and in about 10 minutes I'm going to come back and zap it with more alcohol to pop more bubbles. And then tomorrow we're gonna crack it open and decorate the other side. So let's pop this baby up. And this is what we're left with. Walk around my station. All right. So this came out exactly how I wanted it to. I've been touching it, so it's got my fingerprints on it, but isn't that cool? And then the crystals. All right, so let's start with this. Oh yes, can you see that? I like that. All right, so here's one. All right, this is the hard one to get out. So For those of you who use molds like this, it just takes patience. And with my hands that are jacked up, it's a little harder. So I'm gonna do this off here. Okay. All right. Now, I'm just gonna keep working it off. Come on, you can do it. Ta-da! All right. Let's turn this inside out again. All right. Now this is not completely hardened. It's still bendable, as is the tray. So, that's that. Now, what I want to do is connect this to this and make it one piece. So what I'm going to do is, oh, how about a dragon? Let's put a dragon on here. All right, I'm gonna go prep that, and I'll be right back with the dragon. All right, so we've got a little dragon on there. And see? And what I did was I scored it, roughed it up a little bit, just to make sure, with some sandpaper, just to make sure that it adheres properly. I don't want any boo-boos. Okay. So, I did the same thing to the bottom of this. Now, I was thinking about it. I always go overboard. I don't like to go overboard, but I like to go overboard. Does that make sense? I've got a pre-mixed thing with different stones and flakes and crystals. And now what did I do with my spoon? Uh-oh, hold on a sec. Okay. I think I used my last plastic spoon. I would do this with my hands, except for the fact that there's sharp glass in here. And I don't want to stick myself. Okay. And looks like I'm going to use my fingers anyway. There's probably a very good chance that I'm going to fast forward this section. If I do, it spares you the trauma of having to sit through this. If I don't, well, you get to see everything. I made this dragon with my Cricut Explore. They were on sale, so I got one. Now I don't have to borrow Rosie's. Rosie is the most wonderful woman I know. Just right up there with my own mom. This is not necessary to do, it's just something I like to do. There are no rules for crafting. If you want to make something, make it. If you don't like the way it looks, don't do it again. Let's move that white one up there. I think that's it. I hope. Okay. Lid back on here. Let's get that off of his wing. Okay. Mixed up a couple ounces of resin. Oh, I forgot to tell you, while I was mixing up the resin, I got a wild hair again. Can't leave well enough alone. I put a drop of pearl alcohol ink. And that was, the only reason I did that is because I just got this resin today, so it wasn't at the right temperature. Yeah, so I put a drop of that in there to help pop some of the bubbles. As you can see, it's still got a lot of those bubbles. But that's okay, because as soon as we hit it with the heat gun, on low to warm it up. Okay, on high. Okay. That looks debubbleized. Push that back. What is that? Where's my little thing? There it is. Piece of glass. Now these are not going to be covered. They're going to be sticking out of the resin like 3D. So make sure you don't have any sharp spots showing. All right. Now, somebody asked in one of the groups, what do you do if you don't have a torch? It's easy. You can use alcohol. In a spray bottle, which I will be doing, but right now I'm going to pop the bubbles with my torch. Don't want to burn it, so keep it moving. Okay. Now, as I was saying, if you don't have a torch or a heat gun, spray bottle of alcohol. Just like that. And then that's that. We cover it up, and tomorrow it'll be all done. So for now, we're going to do that. And yep, okay. Just want to make sure it was still in camera.